Hopefully all my stuff is recording good. So we just finally finished The Devil's Hand, book 4 of the Terminalist series. So I got busy with some stuff. I got about 150 pages in, and like with most of his stuff, it does take some time to get into it, but it was interesting. Just a combination of I got busy with life and doing things, it slowed down my reading time, and I just kind of lost interest in reading in general. So it took me about 2 weeks to get through, 75 pages. And once I hit, again, about the halfway point on everything, about that, 200, 250 page mark, it really picked up and I finished it over the last few days. So it was certainly interesting, kind of was a nice fresh start on the story. The first three books are very back to back in their story and what they contain and how everything connects. This one is kind of a fresh start of new enemies, new protagonists, and all that. So, having some recent stuff happen in the past few years and reading what this was about was also very interesting stuff, as well as like some of the political climate. It was interesting to kind of see his perspective of everything that he put in here. But again, not for certain people. I will say, if you read it, it's not for you. Just, also remember it's also partially a story, and some of the stuff happens on all sides, no matter who it is. So I think some people will probably forget that concept. Some of the 9/11 stuff was certainly interesting. I looked up some interesting things. There's some other stuff in here that gave me ideas and concepts for some of my own stories on some of what I write. So once again, Jack Carr, thank you very, very much for plenty of ideas and concepts that you use real life and you use in your own experiences that give me some more fantasy and sci-fi concepts. I like taking some of what these guys do and applying them to different settings. So, but it's definitely a different pacing book. I liked a little bit of the variation in chapter length. That was nice to see. Still short chapters that were good and having good back and forth, but so much needed longer chapters for certain things. And there were other things that I feel like should have been some long chapters that were like 5 to 10, like 2 page chapters. I'm like, didn't really understand because it wasn't like alternating with anything. It was literally just the same character, the same perspective. Each chapter just continued what they were doing. So it didn't really make any sense to me to just have them all in separate chapters. But that's just me. I don't quite know his reasoning behind making some of these chapter lengths the way that they are, knowing that some of them just roll right into the same character perspective each chapter. Book 3, it was a big benefit that it constantly kept alternating, and that was good. That was good for the suspense. For something like this, where it's a slow burn, doesn't make any sense to me. But again, that's just me. So, we are on to the next one, which I believe is book 5, In the Blood. I'm finally excited to see what happens with Nazar, the sniper. I will say that is something I'm glad he's done, is first 3 books being back to back, connected in action, this one being kind of a fresh start, but still having a thread that connects it all. That was very nicely done, and kind of very realistic. A lot of people think about how everything is so fast paced, so back to back, but this series really shows how things are not so like in order as they should be. This was 2, 3 books ago that the sniper happened, and we're getting to book 5, and we're just now finally getting to that. Like, we had a whole epilogue with his perspective in there, and it's finally come to head several books later. I like that. that's a realistic thing about events in life not being so linear. That's the word I was looking for earlier, linear. Um, so once we're done with that, we'll get on to book 6. Hopefully in a couple months, I will have book 7, and then we'll get into that. We might be reading 1 or 2 things after book 6 before I get book 7, though. So look out for those videos. Make sure to check out everything down below, and I will catch you all then. Adios. Have a good one, and hopefully it won't take me that long to read book 5. So I will see you all for In the Blood.